Eccellenza tiegħek, il-President ta' Malta Dr. George Vella, Onorevoli Prim Ministru Dr. Robert Abela, Onorevoli Ministru Joe Etienne Abela, Kanċillier Professur David Attard, Rettur Professur Alfred Vella, Proretturi Professur Frank Bezzina, Professur Joseph Cacciattolo, Professur Tania Sammut Bonici, Sinjuri. Huwa ta' soddisfazzjoni kbira l-Università ta' Malta li nilqawkom għal din iċ-ċerimonja ta' gradwazzjoni, 11 waħda minn sensiela ta' 18 ċerimonja fil-livell postgraduate. F'din is-sessjoni ta' gradwazzjonijiet għas-snin 2022 u 2023 ninfurmawkom li ser jiggradwaw aktar minn 1500 student. Fosthom hemm 54 dottorat li minnhom 44 huma dottorati ta' riċerka fuq sma varji. Nibdew iċ-ċerimonja billi nistieden lill-Professur Edith Said mill-Fakultà tal-Mediċina u l-Kirurġija sabiex tindirizzana.
Eccellenza tiegħek President tar-Repubblika Dr. George Vella, Prim Ministru Dr. Robert Abela, Ministru Mr. Etienne, Ministru, Kanċellier, Rettur, Proretturi, kollegi, studenti, raba u ħbieb. Graduation ceremonies are joyful occasions for graduates, relatives and academics, as they are a recognition of achievement by all. Most especially for you graduates today is special, as it certifies that you have reached your goal and are now at a crossroad as you decide on the next phase in your life. You will now take a new path in your newly acquired profession. As you leave the university to embark on your journey in your professional life, you will encounter the very expert teachers in your patients, colleagues, and students. They are not as boring as your previous lecturers, and they do not keep to scheduled time, but they are the real masters in teaching. Listen to them, and they will guide you well. It is as you progress and move away from this university that you will realize that you are deeply indebted to this university for the excellent foundation you have acquired during your time as a student. It is this solid foundation that will allow you to move forward in your profession, take on new challenges and new studies. We all must face challenges in life. You may encounter setbacks in your career progression, or you may have to put on hold your professional career for several reasons, but you must remember that what you have achieved now is yours and will remain yours to go back to. So do not give up. It is possible to restart and move forward again. Learning is an essential part of life. We are learning continuously, sometimes because we seek knowledge, and other times because it comes to us through our colleagues and acquaintances, who are occasionally the greatest philosophers. We can never stop learning. As graduates in a professional capacity, we must keep abreast of all updates in our field through various courses, conferences, and training programs. As academics, we are obliged to do better and keep abreast of new knowledge. Research is the path to further our knowledge and is essential for us to progress and fulfill our role as academics. Research does present with some difficulties, some of which must be overcome on a personal level, but also others that are financial and bureaucratic. These latter, unfortunately, are more difficult to overcome and still a challenge to us researchers and to the university. My personal experience in research in clinical and medical genetics has been extremely fulfilling. Medical genetics has evolved over the last 2 decades, and this has resulted in it becoming one of the most important diagnostic and prognostic tools in medicine. I have had the privilege to have been involved in the identification of new genes in various clinical conditions and have furthered the clinical and genetic knowledge on other rare conditions. My work has helped me understand how difficult it is to be one of the minorities and not to have a voice loud enough to be heard. My advice to any graduate who wishes to further their studies is to take on the challenge, as it will give you a formation that opens your mind to a thirst for knowledge that will be your partner throughout your professional career. Life is not without its challenges. The past years have presented us with one of our biggest challenges in recent times, the COVID-19 pandemic. This has had an impact on your studies as undergraduates and on your research studies as postgraduate students. Being here today certifies that you have overcome even this added difficulty that presented to you during your studies. You, as well as we academics, had to adapt to new methods of teaching and assessment, and this at a time when we were all facing the difficulties presented by the new life measures we had to take on to keep safe. We had to learn to be more flexible and adapt to the new reality we were faced with. It was without doubt a challenging time for all. Having lived through this difficult time has given us confidence in ourselves and has taught us that we all have reserves we can tap into, which enable us to overcome difficult situations. The experience, which at the time seemed daunting, has surely made us better human beings and taught us to appreciate what we have in our daily lives. As graduates of this university, we are privileged. We are set to fill the role of leaders in society. We have to respect our professional status and strive to lead by example with the hope of making a change. Personal and national power plays driven by ambition create hardships. We need to remember that we are well placed to make positive changes and to help to decrease conflict in our professional and local environment. As you graduates look forward towards your future with enthusiasm and with a sense of well-deserved pride, remember, you can make a change. Ultimately, I would like to conclude by congratulating all graduates today. I wish you every success in your professional career and happiness in your personal lives.
Nistidinkom tisimgħu l-indirizz tar-rappreżentanta tal-gradwati, is-Sinjura Gloria Montebello mill-Fakultà tal-Mediċina u l-Kirurġija.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic, Prime Minister of Malta, Honourable Minister Ġewwetiena Bela, Chancellor, Rector, Pro-Rectors, members of the Council and Senate, members of the academic body, academic registrar, administrative staff members, distinguished guests, and fellow graduates. To implement change, we have to challenge the status quo. In the 21st century, girls in Afghanistan are still fighting to go to school. In the 21st century, half of the world's population cannot access healthcare services. In the 21st century, sexual health education is missing, and mental health is still second priority in Malta. I can add on to more examples of where progress has not materialized, and our population has not yet provided equal access to healthcare and addressed the very basic needs of society. However, in Maltese we say, it-tiġrija sal-barkun. And what gives me hope is that I am standing here in front of you, bright, talented, and passionate group of graduates, who are surely not afraid to challenge the status quo. These doctors and our fellow master's graduates are the ones who had their university closed down in the midst of a pandemic, who had their exams on a totally new platform, who had limited access to all types of resources, patients, library, friends, yet they made it. We have made it. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Let us make the most of this exciting time and celebrate our achievements. Over the past 5 years of medical school, within my capacity as president of the Malta Medical Students Association, MMSA, I have been in the position to address press conferences, workshops, international meetings. But today, I have been granted the opportunity to address my friends as medical doctors and this instills within me a sense of pride, accomplishment, and satisfaction. My typical closing remarks, "Ejja ħansiru tobba," is now outdated and history. This roller coaster ride, full of coffee, lectures, multiple choice questions, legendary events, this journey has been worth it, as today we celebrate our efforts and graduate together as cohort 2017-2022. These years have proved to be a positive experience which we share together, starting from Freshers Week and the associated freebies, the treasure hunt in Valletta, the MLS seminars and the TRD events. Who can forget the loud anatomy dissection sessions, il-ballu, the boat party, exchanges and the health checks, where we are called DOT for the very first time. These are all fond memories, and what makes them even more special is that our group is united like no other cohort. Of course, this is not the end of our journey, but just the beginning. Our colleagues who are celebrating their master's achievement are role models to us, and their work and perseverance reflect dedication and drive in the field of science and medicine beyond their first degrees. Well done. One surely has to credit our cohorts for being resilient and determined. COVID-19 hit us in third year, meaning that at the current time, given the emerging pandemic cases, medical school had to close down. We all had the same thoughts running through our minds. Close down. What about the attachments, the exams, the MD5s who need to do their exams no later than July because of the UK programme? How could I explain this to our members within MMSA? Leaving a meeting that day, the first headline on my phone read that all schools in Malta are to close down with immediate effect. Events prepared, campaigns already organised, and appreciation night pending all had to be cancelled in order to be socially responsible and set an example to other associations on campus. Leading one of the biggest associations within university comes at a price, that of responsibility, especially at the time where you dare to lead. Our group was always at the forefront to encourage the improvement of quality and progress within our faculty. Many of us, in fact almost everyone, got involved as student advocates to different degrees, from being a member and supporting us through attending a workshop, to investing the time and energy to become an MMSA board member. Needless to say, MMSA has always been close to my heart, and I actively encourage all university students to pull up their socks and get involved into a student organization. Malala, a woman our age, who was a Pakistani activist campaigning for education, insisted that there is a moment where you have to choose whether to be silent or stand up. If you want to stir some controversy, mention examination methods, timetable, or mark publication date. As a group, academics has always been a priority for us, and in fact we are leaving behind a legacy of academic work from which the upcoming cohorts will benefit. For example, our cohort saw the republication of the Minima Medica magazine, which publishes original research by students. We also set up a research conference, advocacy conference, the first online study mnemonics, and an extended body system. Moreover, we offer training workshops reaching out to over 300 students in a year. Our group also actively discussed with the faculty the need for an Erasmus project, a published syllabus, and also a curriculum review. This has always been possible thanks to the administration, who always accepted to meet us student representatives and reply to our emails, sometimes vaguely to ensure political correctness, but always forthcoming. Thank you, Professor Laferla, for being the backbone of our faculty. At this juncture, I thank the opportunity to honor the memory of the late Mr. Aaron Assa, a respected academic, role model and doctor, but this is in fact not the first loss which we endured as a group, as we lost a dear friend and student in our first year, Stephanie Rapa, who left us too early in a tragic accident. In conclusion, I now turn to my colleagues, and I would like to share with them one overarching thought. Let us embrace the value of care and the priceless effect that a caring doctor or professional can have on a patient who feels alone, vulnerable, and helpless. A hospital is not a hospital if it tends to the healthy and rejects the sick. Medicine is an art more than a science, since its foundations should rest upon patience, care, trust, and empathy. These values have been central to healthcare from the beginning of medicine, as Hippocrates, the father of medicine, preached, "Wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also the love of humanity." Now the world is ours, and it is up to each and every one of us to embark on our own journey, a journey of professional development and personal growth. As Michelangelo Buonarroti encouraged those who are not afraid to be resilient and fight on, the greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving the mark. To my fellow graduates from the Faculty of Medicine and Surgery and to the Institute of Multi-Studies, congratulations. Thank you.
Loti tal-grad ta' Master fil-Fakultà tal-Mediċina u l-Kirurġija. Master of Science. Preklarissimi kandidati, plaqui ta' auctoritatibus universitati moderande prefectis, dinios vos declarare, qui laurea insignibus decoremini. Sponsor, Professor Godfrey Laferla.
Tuum in conspectum magnifice vector, adducimus hoc lectissimus candidatos, omnibus laurea insignibus, more institutoque maiorum ateon standusci, a consiliaris et sanatoribus uius universitatis degnissimi presentati, te mox rogamuntut, tibi attributa potestate, eius magistros venuntes, atque in eius mode censu cooptates, attribstoque nomine atque edicas.
Abigail Ann Dalli. Abigail Ann Dalli ġiet l-ewwel fil-kors tagħha bil-qasam tal-istudju tagħha jkun biochemistry.
Utitaque Deus, exoratus, vertat bene, nobis attributa auctoritate, te magistram eo iure censeri, et esse quo optimo sunt creati alii edicimus et pronunciamus, tibique omnibus honoribus, cum laurea conjunctis, fruendi et utendi, facultatem facimus. Cape iam collatie tibi dignitatis ornamenta, et quid illa instituto maiorum portendant intellege. Gesta sic toga manc, ut norint omnes te in magistrarum collegium allectam esse. Sit tibi liberales pileus sic, veluti ornamentum laureum, quo donabantur post certamen victores. Quantopere vero te de dignitate adepta, in totus academici cetus nomine gratulemur, testetur tibi, hic noster amplexus.
Kyle Gary Buttigieg. Michaela Kotayer. Amani Knaza. Daniel Paul Sant. Silvana Tabone. In absentia, Deborah Orrington. Family Medicine, Chanel Gatt. Molecular and Cell Biology, Dylan Farrugia. Khadija Amnah Kadir Khan. Molecular Pharmacology, Maria Galdes. Obstetrics and Gynecology, Lauren Marie Gregg. Sonila John Pulica. Pathology, Michelle Ann Ceci. Malcolm Gershi. Kirsty Rizzo. Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences. In absentia, Joanna Shikluna. Master of Science in Diabetes Care, Rebecca Attard. Master of Science in Public Health, Norman Gallia. In absentia, Tania Cardona, Tristan Tilney, Charmaine Zara. Master of Surgery, Robert Anthony Kakia. Loti tal-grad ta' Doctor of Medicine and Surgery fil-Fakultà tal-Mediċina u l-Kirurġija. Preklarissimi kandidati. Plaqui ta' autoritatibus universitati moderande prefectis, dinios vos declarare qui laurea insignibus decoremini. Sponsor, Professor Godfrey Laferla.
Tum in conspectum magnifice rector, adducimus os rectissimus candidatos, omnibus laurea insignibus, movens tutoque maiorum, a te honestandus qui, a consiliaris et senatoribus uius universitatis dignissimi presentati, te mox rogabuntut, tibi attributa potestate, eus medicinae chirurgiaque doctoris renientes, atque in eus modi, censu cooptatus attribstoque nomines atque edigas.
Maria Cristina Gabriele. Nicole Galdes. Clarissa Galia. Luke Galia. Sean Galia. Catherine Maria Gatt. Mattea Guder. Nadine Grant. Jean-Claude Gregg. Martina Gregg. Matthew Gregg. Maria Grishti Soler. Ivana Kenkowski. Victor Richard Leiterman. Eliza Levinskaya. Aiden Magri. Arianna Malia. In absentia, Abigail Magro. Se nieqfu għal ftit minuti mill-loti ta' ċertifikati sabiex nisimgħu lil koro Bel Canto Ensemble. Inkomplu bloti ta' ċertifikati. Sean Manjon. Kelsey Markham. Duncan Marston. Gabriella Mejla. Eleanor Mikallef Ishmael. Michaela Mifsud. Mark Miruzzi. Daniel Mitzi. Gloria Montebello. Annalise Muscat. Gabriella Muscat. Mariah Page. Andrea Noah Paris. Philip Tancred Paris. Riddhi Patel. Christina Pulis. Jerin Rahman. Matthew James Sacco. Lara Ann Saliba. Nicholas Salomone. Amelia Sammut. Carla Ann Scambri. Peter Shiberas. Emma Shikluna. Martina Spiteri Fiteni. Matthew Tabone. Dorian Toma. Andrew John Take. Alessia Vella. Emma Giulia Vella. Martina Vella. Miguel Vella. Giulia Antonia Zara. Neil Zammit. Rebecca Zammit. Maria Zarb. Loti tal-grad ta' Master in Maltese Studies fl-Istitut tal-Istudji Maltin. Preclarissime kandidate, placuit auctoritatibus universitati moderandi prefectis, dinium tu te declarare, qui laurea insinibus decoreris. Sponsor, Professor Carmel Kassar.
Tuum in conspectum magnifice rector, adducimus unc lectissimum candidatum, omnibus laurea insignibus, more institutoque maiorum a te honestandum, qui a consiliaris et senatoribus uius universitatis dignissimis presentatus, te mox regabit ut tibi attributa potestate, eum magistros renuncies atque in eus modi censuc optatum ad scriptumque nomines atque edicas.
Leo Mario Haber. Nitlob li t-tobba kollha jqumu bil-wieqfa biex flimkien mad dekan tal-Fakultà tal-Mediċina u l-Kirurġija jgħidu il-Hippocratic Oath.
Fully aware of the grave responsibilities of the medical profession and of the commitment that I'm personally taking, I solemnly promise that I will use my knowledge, my medical knowledge, to the best of my ability for the benefit of people's health. Patients will be my first concern. I will be honest, respectful, and compassionate towards patients, and I will ensure that the rights are fully respected, particularly the rights of those who lack the means of making their needs known, be it through maturity, mental incapacity, imprisonment, or any other circumstance. I will take care of all patients equally, irrespective of social, racial, political, or ideological differences. I will not put profit or advancement above my duty and service to patients. I will recognize the special value of human life and never do anything deliberately to provoke the death of any other human being. I will not provide treatments which are pointless or harmful, or which an informed and competent patient refuses. I will, in emergencies, do my best to help anyone in medical need. I will strive to maintain full confidentiality about my patients, bearing in mind that the relationship between doctor and patient is based on mutual trust and respect. I will recognize the limits of my knowledge and seek the advice from colleagues when necessary. I will do my best to keep myself and colleagues informed of new developments and ensure that poor standards and bad practices are exposed to those who can improve them. I will show respect for all those with whom I work and be ready to share my knowledge by teaching others what I know. I will try to influence positively authorities whose policies harm public health and oppose policies which breach internationally accepted standards of human rights. I will strive to change laws which are contrary to patients' interests or my profession ethics. May God help me keep this promise.
Issa nitlob il-gradwati l-ġodda jqumu bil-wieqfa biex flimkien ngħidu l-affermazzjoni. Jiena nilqa l-unuri u l-privileġġi mogħtija lili llum. Jiena nwiegħed li nħaddimhom b'responsabbiltà għas-servizz tas-soċjetà u li nagħmel hekk skont il-liġi u l-Kostituzzjoni ta' Malta. U filwaqt li jien membru tal-Korp Akkademiku tal-Università ta' Malta, nagħti kelma sieħa li nimxi dejjem skont il-liġijiet u r-regolamenti tagħha. Fisem l-Università nifraħ il-gradwati ġodda u lill-familji tagħkom. Proset. Inqumu bil-wieqfa għall-innu Malti. Nitlobkom tibqgħu bil-wieqfa sakemm joħorġu l-Eċċellenza tiegħu il-President Dr. George Vella, l-Onorevoli Prim Ministru Dr. Robert Abela, il-Kanċiller, ir-Rettur u l-Proretturi u l-Korp Akademiku.